Hi, this is Garry Chalk for Optimus Primal, and welcome to the Experience Point. We're going to have a little chinwag today. Oh, well, there we go. Now we can talk.
Yeah.
So I'm a little pressed for time because I have an audition for a new series in a little bit, and I just have to prep a little bit. But by all means, let's carry on and see what happens. So yeah, hey, happy
Sounds good.
25th anniversary.
Yeah, it is, and just I guess jumping right into it. Like, first I gotta get the fanboying out of the way. It's an absolute honor to talk to you. You are a huge staple in my childhood, from everything from obviously Beast Wars, which we're going to talk about, but Sonic. I've got my Dr. Robotnik shirt
I
on
can see
for you.
that.
I've got a tiny little pin that's a little Optimus Primal that somebody from, I think they're called Doodlebug Studios, put out here. Let me get up in the camera.
Oh yeah, I know what Doodlebugs is. Oh yeah. Very cool, hey?
Yeah, they put out a whole set of pins. I got my original Optimus Primal here. That's
I
not the
remember that
re-release. This is
toy.
the one from nearly 30 years ago. That was my childhood
I
right there,
gave
but
all mine away.
probably signed at conventions.
They all went to charity, though.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Well, oop,
they're all
Optimus
good.
almost took a spill here.
He's such a good one. Yeah, he's an ancient one, hey?
Yeah. Well, like I said, everything from Street Sharks, Double Dragon, Sonic, Beast Wars is the big one. It's my all time favorite TV show, and we're here 25 years later, which is crazy to think.
I know it's wild, eh?
Yeah. Can you believe it's been that long? A whole generation.
I know. I find it incredible that that's the way it is. But there you go.
Yeah.
I'm just been out. I'm up in the Erie right now. I don't know if you can see around here, but this is my little office on the roof of my house.
Okay. And you're in Vancouver, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Um, so you just a little bit about your early life. I know you grew up in England, correct? And you
I
moved
did, yes.
to Canada when you were pretty young. Um,
Yeah.
had a similar childhood as myself, which is getting in trouble for mimicking people's voices.
Well,
You got
I got a lot of that when I was young, but
Yeah.
what I did is I mimicked them. So I don't want to instead of I don't want to. I don't want to.
Hmm.
I would just I would copy every what I called Americanism I could,
Yeah,
and I got rid of my accent when I was younger. So
that's right. Yeah. Is it true that you were neighbors with David Kay growing up?
with who?
With
David
David Kay?
Kay? Yeah, he
Yeah,
just lived a couple of doors down from me.
that's wild.
We're in the
Optimus
same
Primal
apartment
and
building.
Megatron were just childhood buddies kicking it
I
before
know.
they were
It's
enemies.
so bizarre. That was back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's so
19,
cool.
1980. When was that? 84, 1984. Yeah. I remember
Wow.
he came over and he said, "Hey Gary, you want to hear my demo tape? I've just put together my demo tape." And I went, "Cool."
I love that. That was so 84, that was right before the year before the original Transformers came out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
So,
go.
yeah, and you both auditioned for the opposite roles, correct? So
That's
you
right.
were going to be Megatron, and he was going to be Optimus. Which
Exactly
what
right.
a I would love to see in a parallel dimension. What that would have looked like for,
Side
because
guns.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yes, I love that.
Yes.
Um, so the show airs in 1996. Um, it blew me away. I had never. I think for me that was the first TV show that I remember really having a ongoing narrative. It wasn't just kind of a monster of the day type of show like Power Rangers, or
No,
it,
it had a life. It had arcs.
yeah. And they're coming off of reboot, which was like the first fully CGI show that I know
Yeah,
you worked on as well. And it was, it was Transformers, so it was obviously ultimately geared towards selling the toys, but because of the limitations of the time of the technology, they had to
yeah,
have a much smaller cast.
yeah.
So, and that's really, I think, honestly, what made the show so good is you have a smaller cast, which means instead of everybody looking like the same character and they're all just the same clone of the toys, you
They're
got to
all
really
different.
flesh out these characters and really like breathe life into them.
Well, that's the one thing I liked about the about Beast Wars is that every character on that show, every single voice was distinctive.
Hmm.
As soon as you heard them talking, you knew exactly who they were
Yep.
because they were all so different. Like Rhinox, Tarantulas, Black Arachnia,
Hmm.
Silverbolt, Dinobot, uh, My Voice,
Hmm.
Rat Trap, Cheetor. They were all different. You
Yeah.
could you could listen to the voice and go, "Oh, I know who that is."
Yeah. Which is crazy, especially because half of the cast was Scott McNeil.
Well, yeah, well, he wasn't half the cast. He was like
He
he
was a
was
good portion.
he
Rat Trap
was
and Dinobot and
he
Waspinator
was
and Silverbolt.
Dinobot and Dinobot, Silverbolt, and Waspinator,
Waspinator. Yeah.
and I think that's it. Those three.
Wasn't he Rat Trap?
Oh, and Rat Trap. That's four.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
because he was half the cast.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Um
Yeah,
yeah, but I really think that's, the lasting legacy of the show is really all about the life that you as a cast were able to bring into it. And that was the first time I remember seeing like an ensemble cast where I didn't have a favorite character as a kid. I was just like I love them all. Now I've become partial to Rhinox and Inferno on the Predacon side. I think they're both
Inferno was
just
hilarious.
complete opposites. Yeah, Inferno's just a psychopath, but I mean Optimus Primal obviously was the one you always looked up to, but there was a relatability to him. You brought such a human aspect to him instead of the original Optimus Prime, who was just military commander, roll out, fighting all the time. You were
Yeah,
like, all right, guys,
yeah,
chill, like
chill.
a
Yeah,
dad.
like a dad. I mean, that's what I thought, especially with the relationship he had with Cheetor.
Yes,
You know,
yeah,
he had a good
big
relationship
bot.
with Cheetor. Like, yeah, big butt,
Yeah,
and Rat Trap was just a pain in the ass.
yeah. Shut up, Rat Trap.
But they were all great, and Rhinox was kind of like comrade in arms, kind of like He
Hmm.
Man and Man at
Man
Arms.
at Arms. Yeah.
You know, it's yeah, they were great characters and great relationships. I was quite happy with
Hmm. And it's funny looking back at the animation now, like it still holds up in certain ways, but it's still definitely very dated, obviously compared to like
them. Oh,
today's
for sure.
standards.
Well,
But
that's the whole thing with pioneers.
hmm
You know, I mean, when you look at the very first computer graphics that those guys did, it was the, uh, the the video for "I Want My MTV."
MTV, yes,
And they had all those computer generated images on there. Well, that was the same guys who made Reboot and Optimus Prime or
yeah,
Prime. So Beast Wars. So the technology had advanced quite considerably since then, and that was only a few years.
yeah,
Now it's like it's like watching I compare it to watching black and white TV to 4K.
right, yeah. Those old talkies where they would,
Yeah,
and then the words would come up on the screen.
yeah, that's right. You know,
What it did, I mean, it won an Emmy. It won a daytime Emmy for outstanding achievement in
animated series.
animation. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and I know like there was a little bit of so you've talked out about going to conventions, and your first convention you were very much blown away by the reception, but back then like there was a bit of a kind of not so warm reception to it, the whole truck not monkey thing. And did you ever
oh, I
experience
know.
any of that?
Well, the thing is that there are the truck people and there are the monkey people. You know, I mean, you can't please everybody. If they like it, if it's fine. If they don't like it, it's fine. It's
Yeah, it's two different characters too.
yeah. I don't like G1, but there you go. That's me.
Right. It was all the G1ers that were all like, meh, But I'm pleased with how a lot of them I think have come around over the years. It's really come into its own, and I think it's been really appreciated. Obviously now it's seeing a bit of a resurgence with Kingdom. However you feel about that, there's a new comic line.
They if they want, they brought in Kingdom. Kingdom, the animation's great. I mean, it looks fantastic. I was not a fan of the voice direction. Not a big fan.
Yeah, it
And
was a bit
I don't
awkward.
know how. Huh?
It was a bit awkward. It was kind of
Oh yeah,
eh,
it was clunky,
uncomfortable.
slow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see what they do with my character in the new Transformers where Ron Perlman plays my part.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's great, but I don't know. It's just something didn't
They
quite
didn't even
land.
call me, so
That's got to be an insult. I mean,
well, that was a
not
direct,
maybe not an insult, but
and if that's what they want. That's what they want. I mean, I really, really wanted to do that show, but it had already been cast with Ron Perlman. It had already been cast, and the only upside was it. Every time he was mentioned in a meme on Facebook, he got 47,000 hits or something, and a lot of them were saying, "Why wasn't I doing it?"
right? Yeah.
So I love Ron. I played golf with him before
Mm.
and talked to him. He's a hell of a nice guy and a great actor. So I have no complaints about that. I think he'll do well. I just wish it was me, but it's not. So
Yeah. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. And I
uh,
think like you can tell there's not a charisma to it. Like you all in the studios back in the day, like you were all there all day, the ensemble recording, riffing
yeah,
off of each other. That the
yeah.
energy was really there, and you can feel that connection. Well, actually, I wonder, is there any times because everyone was there, were you ever able to ad lib at all, or was there any kind
Oh
of
yeah, on occasion, but not so much in the Beast Wars, but lots of of in reboot. We had lots of ad
yeah,
libs in reboot, and it was
I
fun.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think Beast Wars is a huge reason why I gravitate towards ensemble casts now. Like Beast Wars and like Firefly was huge for me, where
yeah.
every character is the best character, and even nowadays shows like it's fewer and far between, but there's a series on Netflix called She-Ra, keeping with the
Oh
He-Man
yeah, yeah, yeah.
connection. That's been excellent with that. Like I can always tell
Oh,
a show is
yeah.
going to be interesting to me when I can't decide what my favorite character is because they're all great.
Well, that's it. You see, and I've been watching this one because I like animation too. But I've been watching this one called Arcane.
I just started that tonight.
Oh my God, that's a great show.
Yeah, it's gorgeous too.
It's gorgeous. It's well acted. The writing is good. The animation is amazing.
Hmm.
It's like art. It's artistry, is what it is.
Yeah, it
And I
really
love
is.
the cast. Usually, I
Mhm.
don't like it. Usually I can hear what's the name of the company in Texas who does all the dubbing.
Funimation.
Funimation. I can tell
Yeah.
Funimation Joe a mile away.
Oh yeah. You
You
hear
know,
Chris Sabat.
huh?
You hear Christopher Sabat, and
Yeah, it's just
or
there's
Steve
there's
Bloom.
there's lots of people I hear are all the same, but this one had an all-star cast, a different cast, and
Yeah,
I felt that the acting was really first rate.
yeah. I'm excited to continue with it.
Which is
But
no mean feat when you're doing what do you call it? Oh, not prelay. When you're doing dubbing,
ADR.
ADR. When you're doing ADR, it's no mean feat to come up with a great performance. I mean, I know I
Yeah,
suffered a lot with the Transformers
yeah. The
Unicron
Cybertron
trilogy.
series.
Yeah, and it was fun, but it was very difficult to bring it up as a good performance.
Yeah, you
I
only have
liked
a
it. I
couple
was happy
seconds.
with it, but not as happy as I'd like to be. But
Yeah, Actually, funnily enough, I do have a bit of experience with voice acting and with ADR and within Transformers. There's a there's a YouTube series that I guess has gotten pretty popular. They're called Prime Productions, and they do dubbing of the Japanese only Transformers shows.
Right.
So I actually ended up sending them a tape, and I got cast as this character Hotspot. So I've been
Oh, cool.
having fun doing that. But yeah, like you said, the ADR, it's like you only have a couple seconds. Like you got to get it in there.
And you've got to get it in there, and it's usually a polysyllabic kind of. Oh, so you like strawberry jam? Well, I don't really like strawberry jam, but if you had strawberry jam, I would definitely eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we going? What are we doing? I just found it very difficult to come up with. Mind you, with Optimus, it wasn't so bad because he didn't have mouth flaps,
Yeah,
but
it's just the face
just
kind of
the
moving up
face.
and
But
down.
you still had to come up with something. And stupid me, I tried to make the character the same as Primal, and they wanted truck, not monkey, and I didn't. I sort of did truck, but not really, and it was that was my fault just for being an egotistical prick.
Well, I think you've earned that. I mean, you really breathe a lot of life and humanism into Primal, and like I think of lines that he says that have stuck with me. Like the very first episode when you tell Rat Trap, when he questions you, you're like, I will never issue an order that I'm not willing to carry out myself. And
That's right.
that has stuck with me. This sounds weird, but even in jobs where I've had to be a team leader or whatever, I've kept that in my mind. And people are like, you know, nobody wants to work for somebody who's afraid to get down and
Exactly,
dirty. And
exactly right. And I believe that as well. I won't do something that I won't do. I won't order someone to do something that I won't do myself.
yeah,
That's just the way it is.
yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm a grumpy old man these days, but I think I'm suffering from COVID despair.
Oh, it's real. It's absolutely real.
I'm just
My apartment felt like a prison the early bit of quarantine where I was like,
oh
I got to get
man,
out of here.
I had to. Yeah, I've been stuck, but now that I've got my passport, my vaccine passport, and my
Hmm,
double vaccine and all that, and still it doesn't matter. There's still, as long as they have all these lockdowns and stuff and restrictions, and you have to wear a mask, do this, show your thing to get into a restaurant. I mean, it's just, and then all the political climate these days, and like
hmm.
they're talking about riots in Europe, and I mean that guy running into all those people in Wisconsin and stuff. It just makes me
Terrible.
heartsick. I get
Yeah.
heartsick after a time, and I go, "Why the hell am I even struggling?" You know,
Right. There are
why
days when
even
I just have to unplug. I'll get on my phone, I'll open up Twitter and be like, nope,
bother? Oop,
not today.
off you go. I cut myself. I removed Twitter.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
somebody administers my Twitter, but I don't go on it. It
right.
just makes me too angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were very accommodating getting me set up with you, and I know you're short on time, so I, greatly appreciate you taking the time in between all
Hey,
your.
no worries, man. If you wanted to go longer, that would be great. But we'll have to do it later on because I really have to get going and get prepped for this thing, and hopefully it'll be okay. So much on my mind these days. I'm just facing a huge bill for drainage. There, the construction workers are outside my house right now digging.
Oh man.
Oh, it's so
Well, you
painful.
seem to be doing all right. I just saw you got a new Hallmark movie coming out soon.
Oh yeah, yeah. All is bright. It's coming out on the 27th,
Yep.
and it was fun. I actually made the jacket.
Did
That's
you?
that's a plus. Yeah, So yeah, I did that, and I just finished another one with Adam Beach called Exile,
Right.
which is about a guy who's being victimized by an unseen stalker.
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember Adam Beach, but Adam was on a movie called Wind Talkers.
I'm not familiar.
And Law and Order. He was in that show called Law and Order.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and, First Nations guy, very nice guy. And
That's
I
great.
did got another one coming up called Colorblind that I start shooting in a couple of weeks, and then we got another one called what American Dreamer is coming out in a little while. Peter Dinklage.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he was great. Had a lot of fun with him. But that's about all I can say as usual. But anyway, so those are all coming out, and things are going crazy. Got a new cartoon series that I'm doing that's kind of crazy. Pretty fun. I play a crazy old man, but yeah, it's funny. I think people will like it when it comes out. We'll see.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got at the moment, and I really must run because I
Yeah,
have to get to
absolutely.
this audition really quickly. And
Well, I wish you the best. I'm sure you'll nail it.
well, I hope so. Anyway, thanks very much, and have a great afternoon. Well, great evening for you.
Yeah, you as well. Stay
Great
safe and
afternoon, and we'll talk again soon. As soon as something really exciting comes up, we'll.
for sure. Hopefully, I can probably wait till the new year. I definitely wanted to talk to you in 2021 though, just to commemorate the 25th anniversary. But yeah, once things slow down for you, I'd love to sit and chat some more. So sounds good. I appreciate you so much. Take care and stay safe and have a great holiday. All right. See ya.
Hi,
The
everybody.
channel's
This is Garry Chalk. Welcome to XTV. What's it called?